satire, so scary. Everyone will surrender to me. Surrender. Like and subscribe, so let's take it to the heart.
Cooper reporting for duty. Drop your weapons. Lord Vader won't accept defeat. Drop your weapons.
How's it? News. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii. The channel. Yeah, it's Monday. Hello. It's Mongoose Monday. Yay. The enemy is on the move. The top story is they're in Donbas. So, Donbas has begun. It's the second phase of the Ukrainian invasion. That's right, it is an invasion. This is an invasion, and January 6th was an insurrection.
Trooper standing by.
Now legal fact. And they're trying to make the 1868 or 1867. Oh, it's a law written 1880s. Well, it was written right after the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War, designed to outlaw by constitutional law slavery. And amongst that, there was other things, like if you gave oath to office, any office in the United States, I swear to uphold the Constitution, etc., etc. And following that, you engage in some insurrection activity, you are banned from participating in being elected again. You see, when you have laws and there's a fine, oh, you can't do that. And if you do that, there could be a $500 fine or bigger. It's designed to hit the pocketbook. Oh, I don't want to be fined $500, so I won't do that again. That's the design. Well, with this design, it's punching at politicians, especially career politicians, because they live and breathe to be reelected. This whole shenanigan stuff, all this, a ton of it is re-election because it's big money in it. So, if they can't be re-elected, they're like going, oh my gosh, Trump might be under this. And now, Congresswoman Green might also be not able to be re-elected. Now, the lawyers are saying, you know what? That law was made. It was a guy saying this, but I'm using this voice. The guy was saying like this. You can't use a law that was designed to stop Confederate generals from getting elected. Jefferson Davis, you know what I mean? That doesn't constitute. It's not happening now with Jefferson Davis. It's like, wake up. It's the Constitution. And it's the idea, the concept of if you swear an oath to uphold the Constitution, and afterwards you're participating to attack the Constitution, you're no good. That idea, the concept holds true. Much like, what if it was the whole 14th Amendment? Well, slavery is outlawed, but that was back then. We can do it now because that was in the 1800s. It's like, no dumb... Try not to swear. So, I hope they get unelected forever, their whole life. They can never get elected. That would just be great. Secondarily, that Shakespeare group. And I'm not going to go there because I have OBS Studio thing. It already overloaded the encoder. Now, I want to make this short too. God. Okay. Sorry. So the Russian thing is out of control, as it always was. When they first loaded up, it was right in the scoop of when they're overloading the other side of the border before the guy's just lying. He's not going to invade. He's preparing his troops. There's the reality. Oh, here's something. Speaking of reality, here's a quote from the Shakespeare guy. Okay? Here. It was called The Bastard. The character said this in King John, Act 1, Scene 1. He says, "For he is but bastard to the time that doth not smack of observation." That doth not smack of observation. It's right in front of our eyes. That's the fool. See, Putin is just being a master, but he's failing. I mean, he's succeeding at it, even though we can all see it's wrong. He's got the Russian TV thing, and they put the Russian TV. It was just propaganda. Oh, we're not invading anybody. We're just having a special military. We're doing something special, killing civilians and such. No, we're not killing civilians. Actually, those people right there staged it all. It was a false flag operation. But if you get that word out of the vocabulary, they faked it. They pretended. They staged it. And the same thing with the Boston Marathon bombing. Oh, that wasn't real. Of course it was real. Look, and there's victims. What the? So Putin's doing all that. True story. How that works. So going back and forth. As soon as I go back and forth with this, it could be over with. Encoder. I knocked down the encoder to 30,000 baud, a bit rate to 30,000. So true, in Russia, there's a teacher teaching English and said, "Oh, come on, we're going to have a discussion. Gather around, everybody. Get into groups. Okay, now that you're in groups, okay, we're going to have a discussion. Why were Russian athletes banned from participating in athletic games, like the Olympics?" And they start discussing, but the teacher includes her opinion. Teacher stuff. When students discuss, just let them have their discussion and be oh, you think that? What do you think? You think that? Okay, you don't inject your opinion anyway. So it's bad teaching. But this is what happened for realsies. She says, "You know what I think?" But she says, this is in Russia. She says, "I think they were banned because Putin invaded Ukraine and usurped the president Zelensky." 1 L, 2 Y's. Would you correct that, Yokovich? Correct that. "And he bombed innocent civilians. That's why our Russian athletes." Now the students are going, oh, he talked bad. She talked bad about President Putin. So they turned her in. The students turned her in. Oh my God. I think the motivation is probably, no homework. But the teacher got taken away. Off to the gulag. We're back in Stalin. I'm thinking of Stalin, the peace talk stuff. The peace talk stuff is nothing. He's just taking his time. He's Stalin for time. You see what I did there? Okay, now let's try. Okay. Now, in the news, over at Red Hill, at the schools, they're saying, the Navy fixed it. They flushed the water. It's safe to drink now. The kids are like, I ain't drinking that. You drink that. Thanks, Navy. Rushing for safety, Ukrainians' new perils. What they're doing is they're going, let's hopefully not uncode. Like I said before, I called it, I'm sorry to play Risk with thinking about a complete human tragedy unmatched since Adolf walked the earth. Putin withdrew from Kiev because he's pulling his, and he's going, oh yeah, oh, trying to make stuff all along the way. False reports. And he's pulling the troops down below the south to the Donbas. Had a little gains there. So he's going to pull that stuff back. He lost 5 generals in the field. Can you imagine? Your commanding officer in the field is the general. Oh, what happened to the general? He got bombed. So, not very good with the military thing. Oh, what happened to the thing? Oh, they ran out of gas. Some of the soldiers are just thugs.
Oh, I need a weapon.
Hey. Back from technical difficulty. It's the encoder being overloaded, but I'm not sure. I was talking about his generals in the field. He's got this guy called the Butcher. His real name is WHENevah. WHENevah, the Butcher. The gangs of New York. It's like the Blackbeard effect, trying to scare people. His generals have been taken out. He's lost 5 generals in the field, so what if he loses this one? It'll be chaos, but he's moved his troops down by the Donbas region, and he's going to come in from the Donbas region. Donbas, gotta make sure the mic works. Going to come in from the Donbas region, trying to hold on to that. So he wants really like about 1/3 of Ukraine right now, but he's beatable. And the Ukrainians are in for a big fight if the Western don't go in there and help out. So far, there's something coming up, and Donbas started. Why don't they make a big Berlin Wall? Take all the Russian soldiers out of there. Make Ukraine part of the UN slowly. It's like, well, Ukraine is now part of the UN step 1, phase 1, so they're going to be full UN soon, and I don't know. There's got to be something. But you got one dictator who's in a bubble because he's dealing with that own delusion of fake news, his Russian Soviet-style fake news. I wonder who got ideas from whom. And then he's got generals that are supposed to be scarier than perhaps they are. And the Ukrainians are still fighting for their homeland, and it's Nuremberg trial level. Anyways, we're going to look a little bit. I've already did my time here, but we're going to see if this thing will work. Okay, we're moving to the next scene. Encoder overload. Okay, here's letters to the editor. Let's see if we can read one. Oh my god, without the encoder overloading. Okay, this guy right here. Oversimplified. Blame everything on Biden. Oh, Russia does something, but we can't blame everything on Biden. Paved roads. Oh, you fix the potholes. My car thanks you. So here, this is what I was trying to do. Okay. Foundation, no authority on Hawaii election fraud. Reading the letter lamenting that Hawaii is failing to hold audits for the 2020 election is cringeworthy experience. Citation of Article April 6. One of the nation's most infamous sources of dark money to the right-wing causes in the United States is the Heritage Foundation. No one should trust it to rate election security. Let's not waste tax dollars looking for bamboo ballots or Italian satellites. There really isn't much appetite here for the lunacy of the cyber ninjas. Ernie Saxton, Wahiwa. Thank you, Ernie. That's my encoder. Yes. The other lady said, I smell rats or the corruption of the docks. But cyber ninjas, you win the T-Rex Toenail Award. You get to see it. Yeah, see it. You can have it. This guy. Oh, yeah. Just call him Bjorn. Bjorn. stage name. Okay, before we get encoded out again, there he is. Votes in Hawaii don't count much. The election, if you count as the news stations do, the ballots being counted and have the poll numbers coming in and such like that during the election, there's already a decided winner. Not officially, but a decided, like, oh, that one's gonna, they're ahead, they're gonna win. That stuff. Before Hawaii even has its votes counted, polled in, close the polls, all that. So, anyways, yeah, we need cyber ninjas like we need like Bjorn needs a hole in the head. Aloha, have a happy day. Oh boy, I think this is recording, but now, oh, check out the sunrise. It's got the little happy hearts. Oh, look at the happy heart clouds. That's so nice. Fresh aloha, fresh something. Just go away, I said aloha, bye.